Now on CoastTV News.
Delmar officer discipline. We have the charges that this man is facing from an incident that occurred at the beginning of the month. Plus, a marijuana marketing move, the policy proposed in Ocean City, and the weed business sponsorship recommendation.
Despite sunny skies, it's back to feeling like winter on Delmarva. I'll have details on how long the chill sticks around.
This is CoastTV News Midday.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us. Today is Tuesday, March 24th. I'm Grace Eckerly, and welcome to CoastTV News Midday. Our top story this morning, a Delmar police officer is suspended after prosecutors say he was inappropriate on multiple occasions. Prosecutors say Daryl Powell touched and made sexual comments to a grocery store employee while responding to a shoplifting call, and later drove by the victim's home. The Department of Justice says in a separate case, Powell followed a victim home and pulled them over without cause. He's been charged with misconduct, stalking, and more. And according to the DOJ, Powell was arrested earlier this month and is being held on an over $27,000 cash bail. The town of Delmar has responded to the news in a statement saying, in part, quote, "The Delmar Police Department takes these charges with the utmost seriousness. Our community places its trust in our officers to serve with integrity, professionalism, and respect. Any conduct that violates that trust will not be tolerated," end quote. We're taking a live look into Rehoboth Beach this morning. Not many people out there enjoying the boardwalk. Well, it's sunny, but it's cold. And to give us a look at today's forecast, we're turning now to First Alert meteorologist Chris Mastrobuono. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Grace. Yeah, everybody's coming up to me. They're like, "What is going on? Winter's back, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, well, it's been the case this month. We've gone from 80s to 40s, and we've been all over the place. Right now, we're at 41 in Cambridge. We have a few cumulus clouds rolling across that part of the peninsula. We're at 42 right now in Harrington, 40 in Long Neck. But when you factor in the wind, it feels like 33 in Lewes. It feels like the freezing mark in Indian River Inlet. There's those cumulus clouds rolling over the mid-shore. Otherwise, we're mainly clear. We have high pressure in control, and we're going to have trouble getting out of the 40s today, unfortunately. Upper 40s to right around that 50-degree mark under mostly clear skies. We will talk about the return of 70-degree temperatures and rain chances in that 7-day forecast here in a bit. Grace.
Thank you, Chris. We're now taking a live look into Ocean City on this Tuesday morning. This is the shore, and it's a favorite view of many people along our coast. And Ocean City is where a number of events and festivals take place. Happening today in Ocean City, making the way for marijuana sponsorship. The council is looking to allow cannabis dispensaries to sponsor events in the town. According to current city policy and practice, marijuana sponsorship is prohibited. The Ocean City Council says they have received a request from the promoter of Rock and Ride to allow a cannabis dispensary for a sponsor of the event. City practice allows ads from alcohol products at special events. And Ocean City Manager Terry McGean is recommending the council change policy to allow that sponsorship. Now, cancer has touched the lives of almost everyone you know, whether it's yourself or a loved one. And prostate cancer is very important to us here at Coast TV, as our very own Paul Williams was diagnosed in 2021 almost by accident. He finished his treatment in 2023 and every day since has dedicated himself to bringing light to this disease. 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer in their lives. 1 in 6 black men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer, and white men in rural areas like Sussex County are catching up fast. That's according to Chief Meteorologist and prostate cancer survivor Paul Williams. Paul, you're at Mariachi's in Rehoboth Beach this morning, spreading awareness in our community.
And the important thing is that accidental discovery is actually what saved my life. But right now, we're at Mariachi's throughout the day, and we have volunteers from the Delaware Prostate Cancer Coalition, as well as members of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, that are helping with spreading information about prostate cancer. We have a couple of goodies for you, where we have things dealing with specific ethnic groups, how you're affected by it, information on the walk, and information about support groups. Now, come on over here. So we're in Mariachi's for today, and it's not just a fundraiser, but it's really a volunteer raiser as well, because we are in need of more folks getting more involved. We don't need to lose anybody to prostate cancer. As divided as the country tries to act like we are, we have one thing in common. We all hate losing people to cancer. And prostate cancer is one of those silent killers. Now, we have one of our prostate cancer survivors, Vinny. Vinny was one of the folks that had a chance to utilize seeding. Now, we've always heard about, surgery and radiation, but you had a specific interesting one because you had early screening that kept you from really dealing with a whole lot of side side effects.
Exactly, Paul. It's a procedure called brachytherapy, and where the oncologist inserts a predetermined number of seeds based on your individual situation. They are radioactive seeds encased in titanium, so they stay in permanently. It's a one-time procedure. It's got about a 10-month rundown of the half-life of the radioactivity, and it's a one-shot deal versus beam radiation, which is a 6-week, 5-day-a-week procedure.
Now, see, that was what I had to endure because of the aggression of mine and the fact that I found mine out by accident. So where are you right now on your cancer journey of recovery? Because that happened about 2.5 years ago, right?
Yeah, I'm 2.5 years in. I've had PSA tests every 6 months, and the expectation is the PSA will continue to drop over that 6-month period, and mine has continued to do so. So it's been working out as the treatment has been designed.
Well, best journey on your recovery, brother.
Thank
we
you.
are brothers in arms as it pertains to dealing with this whole ugly disease.
Absolutely.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
Love you, brother.
Same here.
Love you. Now listen, one quick thing we want to let you know. We're here all day from 11 o'clock until close at Mariachi's here on Wilmington Avenue. Come down, enjoy something to eat, enjoy the fellowship, get some more information. If you want to volunteer, make sure you make that known. Most importantly, there is no reason to lose someone to this disease. Recently, the state has actually ratified that you have to cover this. This is a $250 test for some folks, and that's why we're raising the money, because everybody doesn't have $250 just to shell out of their pocket and give for a test that might have to be done every 6 months. So that's part of our effort. Come and be a part of the community. Come and be a part of the effort of making a positive change here, because it's needed, because it may not affect you yet, but if we stick around and not do anything about it, it'll eventually get to your family and your friends, and that's something I wouldn't want anybody to live through. I'm CoastTV Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams, live here at Mariachi's Restaurant located on Wilmington Avenue. Come on down, get something to eat because the food is good. That's what Leah told me, and I'm going to eat some of it myself. Back to you, Grace.
Thank you, Paul, and thank you for all the work you do in this fight. Now, as Paul has mentioned before, the #1 symptom of prostate cancer is having no symptoms, which is why it's so important to get out and spread the word in our community as Paul is doing. Now, according to the American Cancer Society Cancer Action Network, Delaware has the 5th highest prostate cancer incidence rate in the United States. Paul says more volunteers are needed to help raise money. Now, you can also help by placing QR codes in businesses across our area to help spread the message of the cause in upcoming events, by planning events in western Sussex County and in areas like Laurel, Delmar, and Seaford, plus church partners and volunteers as well as congregations to utilize free screenings. Now, the Walk for Prostate Cancer has plenty of events coming up that you can help get involved with. Those fundraisers will take place on April 6th at Nicola Pizza, on May 6th at Pete's Steak Shop, on June 10th at Crooked Hammock, and the annual Walk for Prostate Cancer will return on September 12th this year at the Cape Henlopen State Park. Moving on, drivers in Lewes may notice some progress today on a major road project. The first layer of asphalt has now been laid on the Minos-Conway Road. That's between the firehouse and the bridge. You can see video of it happening this morning on your screen now. It's part of the next phase of a new road that will eventually run under Route 1. DelDOT says it's aimed at improving traffic flow and safety in the busy Five Points area. And according to DelDOT, the project is expected to continue for several more years with a completion targeted for 2028. And a heads up for drivers in Worcester County. Holly Grove Road will be closed between Samuel Bowen Boulevard and Sinapuxent Road. Crews will be clearing down trees and debris from the recent snowstorm. Officials say that closure should just last for one day. Now stay with us on CoastTV News Midday, because coming up after the break, student screen restrictions. How much of a school day is available for phone time if a bill in Maryland becomes law?
Well, we have the sunshine, but we don't have the warm temperatures, unfortunately, in Laurel this morning. 42 degrees, only topping out around 48 this afternoon under mostly sunny skies. Congratulations to Albert of Harbison, Delaware, on winning an umbrella from CoastTV. Full 7-day forecast just minutes away.
In Maryland, students' cell phone use could get limited in public schools. A bill is proposing a new requirement for all counties to adopt and develop. It's to implement a phone usage policy by the 2027 to 28 school year, and this would limit phone usage during the entire school day, including lunch, making students store their phones during class time and ban students from using social media during school hours. The bill would take effect on July 1st if it's passed. And coming up next, First Alert meteorologist Chris Mastrono. Look at him, he's working hard in the Weather Center. He's got your full forecast, a warm up, a cool down, all of it after this.
Boy, this month is just flying by, and we have had quite a variety of weather and temperature extremes this month, to say the least. It's back to winter on Delmarva. We're at 41 in Ocean View, and temperatures are holding in the lower 40s across the area. We're at 43, Milton 42, Laurel 43 in Salisbury. We had wind chills as low as, well, the lower 20s earlier this morning. We're now seeing wind chills in the 30s, feeling like 36 in Rehoboth, 36 in Salisbury, with that wind out of the northeast. So a raw day to say the least, especially at the beaches with that wind coming off the ocean. Still picking up some gusts, 22 in Georgetown to 21 Indian River Inlet. So we have mainly clear skies across the area, a few cumulus clouds streaming across the mid-shore, but for the most part, high pressure in control as this high slides to our east. That will reintroduce more of a southerly wind that will help us moderate temperatures as we go into Wednesday. The good news is we stay on the dry side over the course of the next 3 days. It's not until really Friday is the day we're pinpointing for our next opportunity for rain. We're at 49 this afternoon in Cambridge, 44 Lewes to 49 in Long Neck tonight. We dip right around the freezing mark, slightly above it across the area, so lower to mid-30s under partly cloudy skies. Notice the southerly wind is going to begin kicking in overnight. So we remain mainly clear today, partly cloudy overnight, and then we'll have mostly cloudy skies for our Wednesday, but warmer. We're going to be back into the mid to upper 50s, so that's where we should be for this time of year. 57 is our average high. 71 by Thursday, and that's going to feel pretty good because we're going to see some cooler temperatures by the weekend, and Thursday's a big day across the area, across Delmarva. We have opening day across many of our ballparks. Baltimore opening up to the Twins, 75 degrees there. Couldn't ask for better weather. Philly, we have the Rangers in town, 73 degrees with partly cloudy skies. So if you're venturing to any one of those ballparks, you're looking pretty good and dry. Shower activity doesn't really roll in until late Friday morning, and most of the models hinting at this beginning to weaken, but we're looking at a scattered shower threat as we go into Friday afternoon through Friday evening. The good news is it's a quick hitting system, clears out in time for the weekend. The bad news is, if you don't like the way it feels today, it's going to feel like that again on Saturday, unfortunately, because temperatures are going to be dipping back into the 40s after 70s on Thursday, 60s, and that Friday high is likely going to come in the morning. Good news is we have plenty of sunshine over the weekend, and we quickly warm it back up into the 60s early next week. Grace.
Chris, I just know your eye is going right to the opening day forecast. Coming up on DSN at 4 p.m., Parkside takes on Worcester Prep in boys lacrosse and catch the final score at 10:30 p.m. You can also watch that lacrosse game on DSN Plus along with these exclusives. At 4, it's Bayside Conference Baseball when Decatur hosts Bennett. Also, Queen Anne's visits North Carolina softball, and at 5:30, Sussex Central travels to Indian River for a girls soccer match. And here's what we look forward to this afternoon on Coast Life at 4 p.m.
Hope you're having a good Tuesday so far here along Delmarva, and if you join us today at 4 on Coast Life, here's what's coming your way. We always want you to come hungry on Tuesdays because we've got another dish of the week, this one for our vegetarian friends. We're also going to be introducing you to a side of George Washington that maybe you didn't really know. Plus, calling all you golfers with hearts of gold, we've got the Golf Classic with Children's Beach House coming up. All of that and more is happening today at 4 on Coast Life. We'll see you then.
New this morning in Lewes, bicycling enthusiasts could see some changes over the upcoming months to paths and trails in the city, including the parking policy on Savannah Road. The Lewes Bicycle and Pedestrian Safety Committee is taking that up during its meeting tonight. The committee is also looking at the option of removing the double bollards at all trail entrances and replacing them with single bollards. The Lewes Bicycle and Pedestrian Advisory Committee will meet tonight at 5:30 to discuss these possible improvements. Now stay with us because Coast TV News will be right back. Delaware is mourning the death of former state senator Nancy Cook, who represented Kent County For nearly 4 decades, Cook was first elected to Delaware Senate District 15 in 1974 and served until 2010, making her the longest-serving woman in the Delaware General Assembly. The Senate says Cook was the first woman to chair the Joint Finance Committee, and she was 89 years old. Tributes came pouring in from Delaware lawmakers following the announcement. Members of the Delaware State Senate said in a joint statement, Nancy Cook was a, quote, fierce champion for the people of Kent County. Her legacy of bipartisanship and collaboration was centered on the principle of raising awareness about often ignored issues. Governor Meyer ordering all flags at state buildings to be flown at half-staff to honor the life of former State Senator Nancy Cook. Flags will be lowered until sundown on Saturday. We'll be right back.
It's a chilly day along the coast, mostly sunny skies with that north to northeast wind coming in off the Atlantic, keeping things chilly and raw. Despite the sunshine, temperatures in the mid to upper 40s from Lewes to Dewey, and then lower to mid 30s as we go from Ocean City, Bethany in through Chincoteague. You can get your latest forecast by calling our First Alert weather phone, and your 10-day forecast shows temperatures moderating back to average like standards as we go into the day tomorrow under mostly cloudy skies. Then we surge back into the lower 70s. That's going to feel really good. Thursday, opening day across the for Baltimore and Pittsburgh for many of the ball clubs. 66 into your Friday. Showers late in the morning through the afternoon, and then we fall through the day. A lot of sunshine for the weekend, and then we finally see some steady temperatures in the 60s early next week. Grace.
Thank you, Chris, and thank you for joining us for Coast TV News Midday. If you like more local news and weather, you can download our Coast TV News app, and don't forget to join us back here for Coast TV News at 5 later this afternoon. Until then, have a great Tuesday.